We are live today at Quest Martial Arts in Chandler, and today we have with us the owner of Quest Martial Arts and the trainer, Michael Stinson. Michael,
yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too, you too.
Okay. Now, you know, we talk about businesses, of course, local businesses, try to get them profiled, but it's also more about you as the owner, because there are a number of other martial arts studios in the Valley, even just in Chandler and the East Valley. So this is more about why people would want to come to Michael Stinson's Quest Martial Arts.
Sure.
I got a curiosity question before we get started, Doc.
Definitely.
Do you go by the title Sensei?
You know, honestly, in here, we're all about the people. So I tell my students they can call me pretty much whatever they want as long as it's polite. Sensei is a title we use in more of our Japanese Jiu-Jitsu or To-Shin Do classes because it's a little more formal. Students will call me coach. Students will say, hey, you. You know, we're pretty low-key in here.
Perfect. So tell us about Michael. Are you an Arizona native?
No, I'm not. I moved out to Arizona in 2000 for a job opportunity in the .com industry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were in .com.
I was. And we all know what happened around 2001 in the .com industry.
That was shortly before it went kablooey.
Yes, exactly. So I moved out here, had an amazing year thinking I was going to make lots of money, and then the whole thing collapsed. But by then I'd kind of fallen in love with out here. I like it a lot better. I'm from Florida, so.
Yes, it's not as wet. It's not as wet as, you know.
It's a dry heat.
Humid is a kind term for Florida.
Yeah.
It's wet.
Soaking wet, yes.
Quest Martial Arts. Now you also have a jiu-jitsu studio as well.
Yeah, so Quest Martial Arts is kind of our overall brand.
Okay.
That's kind of what I call my school. Now here at Quest Martial Arts, we have Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Chandler, where we teach the martial art Gracie Jiu-Jitsu under the Torrance Gracie Academy.
Okay.
We also have Phoenix Quest Center, which is a form of modernized Japanese Jiu-Jitsu or ninjutsu called To-Shin Do. To-Shin Do was it was created by Stephen K. Hayes, who's a black belt Hall of Famer. Back in the 70s, he went over to Japan looking for the ninjas. You know, ninjas. It was just make believe. No, he found the last remaining ninja grandmaster, a gentleman named Masaaki Hatsumi, and he started studying with Hatsumi Sensei, Soke, and came back to America, wrote a bunch of books, was really famous for a while. They kind of pulled back for a while and kind of came out with this new approach to teaching the really old arts, more about how do we deal here in America today with our legal system, with the kinds of violence we face, with the things that happen, with the way we interrelate. It's very different in America than it is in Japan.
Oh, Japan is very regimented.
Exactly.
Very
They don't
regimented.
have the same kinds of crime and the same kinds of legal systems and the same kinds of weaponry that we have here in America. So we have to have an art that will protect us living here, not feudal Japan, you know. I mean, we all want to go around and we want to live peaceful, happy lives.
Okay.
But unfortunately, you know, human beings, we have a habit of kind of being violent. We have a habit of losing our tempers and being very emotionally drawn. And most people without some sort of training or ability to protect themselves will find themselves in trouble. They'll have something happen, they'll lose their temper, and they'll do something stupid. You know, somebody cuts you off in traffic, what do? You hold up a middle digit. Well, then they slam on their brakes, and pretty soon you got some guy pounding on your windshield, you get out, and people die.
Yep.
The more you train, the more you become aware of what you're capable of and what other people are capable of, the less you want to go down that road. You don't want to get into a fight because you know exactly how bad it can go, and you know how bad you could hurt someone, and you don't want to do that.
The greatest and scariest thing you can ever learn and understand about yourself is that you have no idea what you're capable of.
Exactly.
Okay? Yes, you have no idea how great you can be, what a fine, stellar person you can be. You have no idea what you will do in a crunch either. Nobody does. Okay? It's almost a lucky thing if you get to the point where you realize, wow, I became somebody I never intended to be, but nobody had to get hurt over it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I don't like depending upon luck. What started me on this journey, because you know that's what you kind of wanted to know, is when I was a teenager, my family split up, broken home. I started going down some pretty bad paths. I was living doing things I shouldn't. I'm very lucky to be alive, not in prison or anything like that, because I did some stupid things.
Yeah, I've got some historical markers myself.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I got jumped by 3 guys. And chances are, no, not chances are, I probably deserved it. I mean, if anybody deserves it, you know what I mean? I was doing things I shouldn't have. And I had no idea how to fight. I was 120 pounds if I'm lucky, super skinny, always a nerd in school, and I just slipped out and ran. I was just lucky they were just trying to scare me, not really hurt me. But at that point, I determined I never wanted to be in that position again, so I started training. I found my first teacher, a gentleman named Mark Russo in Tampa, Florida, teaching ninjutsu at the time. And the funny thing, it was actually the last school I checked out, because I'm like, ninjas, load of garbage. But I checked out a whole bunch of other schools, and finally, you know, back then Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was not very found as much. Finally, I went to his school and I saw it and I loved it. And I just started training, got involved with his leadership team, started teaching, and pretty soon I realized that I wanted to help other people find this in their lives too, because my whole life changed as a result of training. I stopped doing the things I was doing, I made better friends, I started getting better jobs, I moved out here, met my wife, and my whole life turned. If it hadn't been for martial arts, I feel like I'd still be in a bad place potentially. And I want to help kids, adults, women, everybody find that strength in themselves.
So is that how you came up with the name Quest?
No, Quest is actually what Stephen K. Hayes called his organization. So originally we were Phoenix Quest Center, and all we taught was the To-Shin Do. When we branched out and started adding the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, I felt like we needed to sort of rebrand ourselves a little more. We've got this new logo that we use that represents both our arts kind of in one. And I just wanted to recognize that we're more than just To-Shin Do, although it's a huge component of my life and a huge component of what we do. It's part of our lineage now. So
excellent.
And we teach self-defense to kids of all ages, to adults of all ages. Our youngest students started around 3, and we go all the way up to, I think our oldest student is in their late 60s. We had a student that was in his 70s. And we teach the little ones, mostly just like the 3- and 4-year-olds. Our goal is to help them learn how to be in a group, right? A lot of kids end up hitting kindergarten or daycare and they've never experienced those group activities, or their parents put them in something and all of a sudden they're thrown into this mix and they have no idea what to do.
So do you do different age brackets?
We do, yes. Classes? We have 3- and 4-year-olds, which is the starter class to help them learn how to work in groups with other people, learn how to use basic fundamental skills, jumping, moving, ducking, rolling. From there, they go on to what we call our Mighty Dragons. Mighty Dragons is 5 to 7-year-olds. We teach them a combination of our To-Shin Do ninjutsu skills as well as our Gracie Jiu-Jitsu skills. So they get to learn some grappling, they get to learn some standing skills to escape stuff. Then at 8 and up, they can either do our Junior Grapplers, which is our pure Gracie Jiu-Jitsu program for the kids, learning the self-defense curriculum of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, how to deal with bullies, how to have a confident, assertive ability to stand up for themselves. You know, every parent wants their kid to stand up for themselves, right?
Okay, and then from that on, you just teach mainly the same classes.
And then from 13 and up, the 8 to 12 group, we have our Ninja Kids, which is the ninja side of the house, and the Junior Grapplers, the Gracie side of the house. Above that, we have programs for 13 and up.
We got about 30 seconds left, so give them your name, your business name, your email, your phone number, your social media. Tell them where you're at. Go.
We're on the northwest corner of Dobson and Elliott, right in Chandler. We're at 3016 North Dobson. We have suites 12 and suites 10. Our phone number is 480-756-2323. We're PhoenixQuestCenter.com. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have just about everything. Look for us, we're out there. We get a lot of great reviews. We're offering everybody in our community a 10-day free trial to see if we have a good fit. Are we the right place for you and your family to meet your goals? If we are, we'd love to have you.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm going to show everyone
Michael, thank you.
Yes, sir.